Welcome to Understanding Credit Reports and Scores, a webinar from the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Here at the CFPB, we are committed to providing Americans with the resources and tools they need to make informed financial decisions. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, or CFPB, regulates the offering and provision of consumer financial products and services under the federal consumer financial laws and educates and empowers consumers to make better informed financial decisions. We recognize that libraries are a trusted community resource and that patrons often come to you with questions about a variety of subjects, including personal financial management. The CFPB supports librarians by providing free publications, access to online financial education tools, program ideas, outreach materials, a partnership guidebook, and training webinars like this one, so that you can guide patrons to unbiased resources for information on financial topics. You do not need to be a financial expert in order to share recommendations on trusted resources or provide handouts and other printed products in your library. While many American consumers use credit in some form, they may not understand the significance of their credit report or credit score. The purpose of today's webinar is to better prepare you for questions about credit reports and scores by providing a quick overview of those concepts and then introducing you to some trusted resources you may be interested in directing patrons to. In this webinar, we discuss resources provided by the CFPB as well as other federal agencies. This resource guide is provided for informational purposes and includes links and references to third-party resources or content that consumers may find helpful. The Bureau does not endorse, control, or guarantee the accuracy of this third-party information. Other entities and resources also may meet the needs of your patrons. Credit is the ability to borrow money with the understanding that you'll pay later. Since not every individual always repays their debts, creditors must consider how likely it is they will be repaid when making lending decisions and extending credit. Creditors, such as lenders and credit card companies, submit financial data about individuals' credit activity to credit reporting companies, also known as credit bureaus and consumer reporting agencies. This data is then compiled into a credit report, which contains information about an individual's credit activity and current credit situation, including their loan payment history and status of their credit accounts. In the United States, there are 3 nationwide credit reporting companies: Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. Consumers are entitled to receive a free credit report every 12 months from each of these companies. Later in this webinar, we will discuss how to request these reports and the value of reviewing them regularly. In addition to your free annual credit reports, all U.S. consumers are entitled to 6 free credit reports every 12 months from Equifax through December 2026. All you have to do is get a My Equifax account or call Equifax at 866-349-5191. To further simplify the process of determining an individual's credit worthiness, credit reporting companies will use data from an individual's credit report in a formula in order to determine that individual's credit score. Since different companies have different scoring methods, an individual's score will vary somewhat based on the company calculating it. A high credit score is considered good, while a low credit score can indicate that the individual may be an increased repayment risk to lenders. Credit scores are not included on credit reports. Consumers can request their credit scores for a fee directly from the credit reporting companies, sign up for a credit score service, or some lenders, such as credit card companies, may provide you a credit score for free on your account statement or when you log on to your account online or through a mobile app. It is important for individuals to understand credit reports and scores because lenders, insurers, employers, and others use them to assess how individuals manage credit and debt. Lenders use this information to decide whether to extend an individual a loan and the terms of that loan, including the interest rates. Insurance companies may use it to decide the rates an individual will pay for a policy. Utility companies can use the information to decide whether to provide services, and if given permission, employers may include an individual's credit history in making their employment decisions. The CFPB has resources available on its website at www.consumerfinance.gov to assist consumers in understanding their credit reports and scores. While there are many websites that offer articles and information on financial topics, the CFPB is a government agency, so you can trust that the information on its website will be unbiased, reliable, no cost, and ad-free. Under the Consumer Tools section, you will find a menu of financial topics. In today's webinar, we will focus on the section titled Credit Reports and Scores. On this page, you will find links to information and tools on topics related to understanding the basics of credit reports and scores, common issues with credit, and how-to guides, and your consumer rights surrounding credit. Because of the CFPB's mission, many of these resources focus on ways an individual can protect their finances and make informed financial decisions. You can use these resources for your own information as you coordinate workshops on personal financial management, or you may direct patrons to the website for their own reading and exploration. The CFPB maintains a list of specialty consumer reporting companies that focus on certain market areas and consumer segments, with information on the companies and the types of consumer reports they produce. Individuals should keep in mind that while they are entitled to one free credit report every 12 months from each of the 3 nationwide credit reporting companies, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, the other consumer reporting companies may not provide their reports for free. If they do charge for a report, however, the fee cannot exceed a certain amount per report that is set by law. In 2020, the fee was set at $12.50. The CFPB Your Money, Your Goals Financial Empowerment Toolkit is a free resource that has information and materials aimed at assisting social services programs in having money conversations with the populations they serve. You can download the whole toolkit and access individual modules or activities on the CFPB website. You can also order free hard copies from the CFPB bulk publications site. While this resource was designed for case managers, you may find it a useful resource for library staff as well as patrons. The toolkit contains several tools and handouts covering a wide range of financial topics. These topics include starting the money conversation, setting goals, saving, tracking income and benefits, paying bills, getting through the month, dealing with debt, understanding credit reports and scores, choosing financial products and services, and protecting your money. During this webinar, we will focus on the Understanding Credit Reports and Scores section, which includes background information on credit reports, and then 3 tools and 1 handout to help an individual understand the importance of credit reports and scores. As stated earlier, an individual can request 1 free credit report from each of the 3 nationwide credit reporting companies every 12 months. If an individual is planning a big purchase, they may prefer to request a report from all 3 companies at the same time, since the 3 reports can have different information, and it may be easier to spot errors that need to be corrected before opening a new line of credit or taking out a large loan like a mortgage. If an individual is more interested in tracking changes or possible fraud over the course of the year, they may prefer to stagger their requests through the year. In the Your Money, Your Goals toolkit, this information is included along with a worksheet for recording when the user plans to request their credit reports, so they can schedule reminders on their calendar. Credit reports can be received by postal mail or online. Once an individual receives or downloads their credit report, they should review it and make sure the information on the report is correct. The Your Money, Your Goals toolkit includes a checklist to follow and to record any questions or errors. Some consumers may find it daunting to read an entire report. This tool can encourage your patrons to review their credit reports in 5 manageable sections, thus making the process of reviewing their credit reports less intimidating. Credit report errors can be the result of mistakes in the information provided or due to fraud and identity theft. Credit report errors should be disputed because they can negatively affect an individual's credit score and therefore their ability to access lines of credit in the future. The Your Money, Your Goals toolkit contains a handout titled Disputing Errors on Your Credit Report, with instructions on how to contact a credit reporting company and dispute errors so they can be removed from an individual's credit report. It also includes a form letter an individual can use to ensure they include all the necessary information when disputing an error. There are several ways to build a strong credit history, and adopting healthy financial habits may help your patrons improve their credit history and keep it in good standing. The Getting and Keeping a Good Credit History tool provides tips and information that can help individuals build healthy credit habits and routines. These habits include paying loans and utility bills on time every time, spending under credit limits and not getting close to maxing out credit cards, paying off credit card balances on time every month, only applying for credit that is needed, making sure any negative information on your patron's credit report is accurate, and using credit-building products to establish a credit history if the patron is new to using credit. Getting and keeping a good credit history is customizable, since the most appropriate credit-building strategy for an individual will vary depending on whether they are new to building a credit history or if they are trying to improve an existing credit history. The CFPB has developed some companion guides to use in combination with the Your Money, Your Goals toolkit when working with a few special populations. The companion guides have additional handouts and tools that address the special needs of Native peoples, people with disabilities, and people with criminal records. The Focus on Native Communities, Focus on People with Disabilities, and Focus on Re-Entry companion guides are all available for download and ordering on the CFPB website. The CFPB recognizes that some people may have difficulty discussing financial topics and may feel uncomfortable talking about money. To assist with this, the CFPB has developed 4 colorful, compact booklets on the topics Behind on bills? Debt getting in your way? Want credit to work for you? And building your savings? These booklets repackage the tools and information from the Your Money, Your Goals toolkit to feel less intimidating and more accessible for someone uncomfortable or unfamiliar with personal financial management. As a librarian, you will also be interested in the Library Resources page, where the CFPB has consolidated many resources targeted for librarians and library patrons. Here you will find free publications for download or bulk order, online financial education tools, program ideas, outreach materials, webinars, and a community partnership guidebook. These resources help you guide your patrons to trusted information and resources on financial topics. Let's quickly take a look at how to find credit-related publications from the website. Click the link to order free publications at pueblo.gpo.gov. You can then browse the categories available or type in the search bar. Under the Credit category, you'll see several publications available in English and Spanish. You can select an item and the quantity you would like to order. Input your library address, and then you should receive your items within 3 to 4 weeks. Another federal agency with materials and programs that may be of interest to you and your patrons is the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve is the central bank of the United States, and they have free educational materials available at www.federalreserveeducation.org. Materials include lesson plans, videos, infographics, articles, and online courses on financial topics, tailored to many different ages and audiences. You can search the database of resources by age group or by topic. If you are interested in using any of the resources, you can download them or order printed copies from the website. The Federal Reserve also offers community development resources to identify and address economic challenges and opportunities in low and moderate income and underserved communities. These programs are administered on a regional level. Use the map available on the Federal Reserve website to find your regional program if you are interested in learning more about programs offered in your area. Another federal agency with resources related to understanding credit reports and credit scores is the Federal Trade Commission, or FTC. The FTC works to protect consumers through law enforcement, advocacy, and education. On the FTC's consumer website, www.consumer.ftc.gov, under Money and Credit, there is a page with explanatory articles on credit and loans. The FTC also maintains a database of consumer complaints called the Consumer Sentinel, which can be used by law enforcement agencies in order to investigate deceptive financial practices, including identity theft. If an individual checks their credit report and thinks he or she may be a victim of identity theft, they should file a report with the FTC so that the crime can be investigated. You may choose to file a report with your police department. www.identitytheft.gov is the FTC's one-stop resource for identity theft victims. Anyone who finds errors on their credit report due to identity theft should visit this website in order to make a report and personal recovery plan. On the website, identity theft victims answer questions about their situation, and the answers are then compiled into an official FTC identity theft report. Users will also be given a recovery plan with step-by-step instructions, fillable forms, and the ability to track their progress through the recovery process. As a librarian, you may be interested in the FTC's free publications, which are available for bulk order at www.bulkorder.ftc.gov. Let's quickly introduce a few other federal agencies that offer information and resources on financial topics that may be of interest to you and your patrons. www.usa.gov is a website administered by the U.S. General Services Administration that comprehensively presents information on resources available from U.S. government agencies. Under Money and Taxes, there is a page dedicated to credit and debt, with articles and links to resources on credit and debt topics. The Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, FDIC, financial education website has materials that specifically focus on credit, as well as lesson plans, videos, and resource guides on a variety of financial topics that may be of interest to you or your patrons. This brings us to the conclusion of our webinar on understanding credit reports and scores. Let's quickly review the resources introduced today. The CFPB website has resources that explain the basics of credit reports and scores, common issues with credit, and how-to guides, and consumer rights surrounding credit. The CFPB Your Money, Your Goals Toolkit has tools to assist with requesting your free credit reports, reviewing your credit reports, disputing errors on your credit reports, and getting and keeping a good credit history. There are also companion guides available for special populations and smaller booklets for broaching difficult financial topics. The Federal Reserve administers a financial education website with lesson plans, videos, infographics, articles, and online courses on financial topics, tailored to many different ages and audiences. They also offer community development programs that are administered on the regional level. The FTC Consumer website has a page with explanatory articles on credit and loans. Individuals should also file an identity theft report with the FTC if they discover errors on their credit report due to identity theft. The General Service Administration's website, www.usa.gov, has articles and links to resources on credit and debt topics. The FDIC's financial education website has lesson plans, videos, and resources guides on a variety of financial topics. This is not a comprehensive list of credit reports and scores resources available, but we hope it serves as a good starting point for you and your patrons as you direct them to information. For information on other financial topics, we invite you to explore the other tools available on the CFPB Library Resources website and check out additional CFPB videos and webinars on the CFPB Video YouTube channel.